Okay, so we're back. Alright, welcome to some League of Legends gameplay. My name is MrJester, and you're going to watch me solo cast this game. Unfortunately, my partner in crime, Safe, isn't online tonight, so it's just going to be a bit me today, casting a few games, practicing, getting the hang of how to, well, basically cast a game. So if at moments I pause to just take a quick drink of water, that's just a bit, I'm running out a bit of breath. Now, managed to find us a pretty good game. I'm following a Diamond 2 doing his promos today. His name's Juju, and he's playing on Jinx. So we're going to take a quick glance at the lineup tonight. On blue side, we have Arvaka. I'm just going to call Avi, simply just easier to pronounce. Avi playing Jace, Rengar playing Rengar, Juju playing on Jinx, Grub Senpai on Alistar, and Hyper Kim Don Jian. I might just stick that to Hyper playing Ryze in the top lane. On the purple side, you've got Aluka playing on Elise Zoldyck. I think that's from Hunter x Hunter. Jack Attack playing on Maokai, Cute Nectarine, just gonna call Cutie on Caitlyn, Shiv on Zed, and Ended on Annie. So just a quick glimpse as to the matchups in terms of specific lanes. In top lane, it will definitely be Hyper on Ryze versus Jack Attack on Maokai. That's basically probably going to go in favor of Ryze only because of the range harass he's got compared to Jack Attack, who's, again, Maokai is very melee orientated, but in return Maokai does, every time a spell, because of his passive, every time an enemy casts a spell, he gains a charge, and unfortunately I don't remember the name, so I'm going to try and look that up right now, but he gains a charge, and that allows him to heal on his next auto attack when he has 4 charges. So in my opinion though, I feel Jack Attack should be able to survive lane and sustain lane because of that passive every time, because Ryze does spam his moves. But personally for me, I feel it's just going to be in Ryze's favour only because of the range harass, as Maokai is melee. But he does have the Grasping Roots, no, Twisted Advance, as his way of gap closing into the snare, snaring or rooting Hyper. So there could be a bit of harassment going there for Maokai. That's personally just for me. In the jungle, you have Rengar versus Luca on Elise. Personally for me, Elise is a better early ganker, so you might see her coming in on level 2, maybe even after double buff. Assuming they start on the blue buff, it goes to red and will gank top, helping Maokai. If that is the case, maybe it could be first blood towards Maokai and Elise. Rengar on the other hand, he could counter gank for that, but unfortunately he isn't really the best pre-6. But due to the fact that he doesn't have the best form of CC and or like utility, but when it comes to level 6 he has his ultimate and stealth sin gank, so that's very superior with level 6. And this is okay, so some masters and some challengers. This will definitely be a good high tier game, which I'm pretty proud to cast. In the mid lane, it is going to be Jace again versus Zed. I can see why there's an exhaust running on Jace, just to deal with the fact that Zed, when he does all in with his ultimate, Zed being an assassin, Jace can pop down the exhaust and basically turn into hammer form, knock back, and just retaliate with that exhaust. So maybe look for, I think in early game, Jace using his ranged abilities will be able to zone out Zed, and post 6, when Zed wants to all in Jace, there's going to be that exhaust there to help him out. And lastly, for the bot lane, Alistar and Jinx versus Caitlyn, Annie. My money's going towards Annie and Caitlyn only because, again, both have superior ranges. Sorry, I'm just fixing up this. Basically, Jace's mid lane. No, mid lane. So Caitlyn does outrange Jinx, and Annie will be able to outrange Jinx as well. So the range factor does go in favor towards Jinx Annie. So personally for me, look, in terms of who'll be able to get more harassment on, I'd probably be seeing Annie and Caitlyn getting a bit of the zoning out potential. And maybe when it comes to level 6, or when Alistar does hit level 6, it'll be pretty good, because he can just, with that ultimate, he'll be able to take reduced damage by 70% and do a bit of increased damage. As you can tell already, Annie Ended managed to place an aggressive ward, but with the red trinket, Rengar was able to clear that quickly. So they probably do know that Rengar started on red buff, because Jack Attack did place the ward onto the blue buff, so he'll have vision if Rengar does start on the blue buff, but clearly with that knowledge, he's starting on red. So it might be, again, double buff going to Rengar, double buff to Aluka, they'll be able to gank top lane. This will be 2v2 with Jack Attack Luca onto Hyper and Rengar. So in my opinion, CC with the Cocoon from Luca and the Twisted Advance from Jack Attack, that's enough CC to lock down either Hyper or Rengar, and with that combined damage, because they do magic damage, which should be quite bursty as well, should be able to do a lot of damage. Maybe if you secure first blood right off the bat, that's if they gank early on top lane, which is what I'm thinking is a Lucas strategy. Blue buff, maybe Wolves into red buff into gank, and other lanes, Shiv and Avi just be a little harassment in lane. So I'm not sure how that's going to go exactly. It just might be back and forth trading harassment, trying to see who can edge out who. But we're probably going towards Avi's favor, like it's already zoning out a little bit there. And bot lane again, it's just going to be back and forth a little bit, small trading, but we go towards again Annie, Cootie and Ended's favor just because of the range superiority. So it's all in all like the range superiority will help him out in the early levels, and even just a little ward right there to figure out where Ended is. So Grub might even get a heal level 2 just to sustain the lane. Jack Attack pushing up a bit on the top lane with his saplings. Meanwhile, RV is pushing up onto Zed using his range harassment and hitting level 2 a bit faster than Zed on Shiv, so he's able to push up the minions quite quickly. And Juju using the rocket launcher with the Shark, damn it, trying to keep up the range because Cutie does have a longer range, trying to use the rockets with Switcheroo to gain the increased range with his Shark rocket launcher, just to keep up with the CC. Unfortunately, not much is happening, but you can already tell here comes the gank coming off time from Rengar. So the first thought was top lane, but Luca is deciding to go in the mid lane because RV is pushed up. Rengar with already full ferocity gets a snare onto Jack Attack. Hyper also trying to happen, but Jack forced the flash away. Meanwhile, mid lane, RV gets flashed away, but Luca comes in with lands a great cocoon. The exhaust is onto Shiv, but Shiv flashes in, trying to land a kill, uses Ignite. The last tick of Ignite does secure the first blood for Shiv. It's a great gank from Luca, getting the kill for Shiv. That's going to be pretty big, considering the fact that Shiv was being zoned out pretty early on and does have a 5 CS deficit. So that first blood gold will be pretty huge. He might even go for a Vampiric Scepter, upgrading from the Longsword into Vampiric to just to sustain. Or if not, just went double Longsword. So that's going to be a lot of damage output coming in from Shiv straight away into the lane. So look for maybe towards level 4, level 5, he'll be able to probably go toe-to-toe, even out-damage RV. Only because RV doesn't have any summoners, so doesn't Shiv, but it was the exhaust that was the main factor. And since exhaust is down, it's going to be pretty big. Aluka, though, not finishing up yet. She's taking the enemy's golem and probably will come behind blue side just to appear like a little gank, just to help Cutie and Ended, which does seem to be the case, but they are pushed up to tower, so they really can't do much. Cocoon just to scare them off a bit. So pretty good going for Cutie and Ended, having a little bit of superiority in there. Again, it's just the range fact that's pretty big. But Jack Attack and Hyper doing pretty well. Jack Attack doing very well, considering the fact that he's doesn't have the range aspect as well. So he's more, since he's a melee champion, Maokai, but because he's using his tanky aspect and that sustain, as well as his unfortunately, I don't really recall the move, so I need to quickly grasp at him. Arcane Smash, Twisted Advance, Sapling Toss. So that Arcane Smash is able to clear minions quite quickly, and as well as a Sapling Toss, so he's quickly clearing the minions, making for the lack of the range he's got. In mid lane again, RV using his range superiority, and in top lane, Jack Attack going aggressive on a Hyper with Twisted Advance and a few auto attacks, but Rang is coming in for the gank. A great snare coming up from Hyper though. Jack Attack is quite out of position, and I think he's like, he gave up because again, he doesn't have flash. This could be first blood, although no, he tried to juke around and get to Twisted Advance on a Hyper, but he's trying to run away. But great Ebola strike from Ranga, slowing down, forced the Ranga flash though, and even Hyper flashing. Okay, so that's not a really good communication over there in my opinion. Double flash wasn't really necessarily worth it. Ranga had the secure kill with the flash, and then Hyper flashing just maybe it's not really generally worth it. So in my opinion, they should just stuck with simply bowler strike. What did I say? Okay, I apologize for my lack of knowledge because it's an E and then bowler strike. So yeah, I've kind of hesitated there. So my bad there. Aluka though is playing quite aggressively, and we're going to follow that for a bit. She's trying to zone out Rengar in his own jungle, so Aluka doing pretty well for counter jungling, sorry. Although she is 4 CS behind, she's forced to repel as Renga goes aggressive. Renga's doing a lot of damage in return. He's able to keep up the chase with her if she can keep, because her cocoon is down. Even Avi's rotating up. She's forced to go into spider form to get the increased speed. Avi's rotating up, but Jack Attack is coming down to see if it can help anything. But a great ball of strike, use up with the ferocity, gets a snare, and the kill goes towards Renga. And he's still going onto Jack Attack with Avi just around the corner. Even Shiv's coming up to help, but Hyper will be able to intercept him. And Jack Attack will be able to get away, but I don't know if Shiv can either. He's hit level 6 though. Avi is very low. He gets snared. Ulti's onto Avi, so Avi could fall for this. Although yes, he will fall to the dot damage from Shiv, but Shiv does fall in return because Renga was hiding in jungle quite effectively. Now Jack Attack is taking return damage from Hyper, but he will be able to survive with just a little bit of health. Hyper though now using his range to zone him out. So it's pretty going inside Blue's favor. Just only because in that top lane, Renga was able to get himself an assist, helping Avi get a kill onto Shiv. So that's Shiv's first death though, but he was able to get a second kill, and that's going to be a brutalizer for him. So he's going to come back to lane a lot stronger. In terms of gold though, the gold is very even. There's nothing much to it though, but Luca on the other hand is doing very well, knowing that Renga was up in top lane. She's counter jungling right now, we can follow that right now. She has stolen the red buff, and she's got the pink ward and the normal vision ward up in the red side, deep in the red side jungle, to be able to camp him. Renga though, going aggressive onto Kuden, Ended lands the bowler, ferocity bowler onto Ended, getting it there, but she turns around with the stun and exhaust. Renga is extremely low, and in from behind, Luca's coming out from behind. Can she get a kill? Even Avi's coming to shoot down his person. Ended gets stuck in Dragon Pit. Does die to Avi, and now Dragon's doing quite a damage. Aluka repelling onto Dragon to secure the kill onto Renga. And now Shiv's coming to make his appearance. Avi gets a double kill onto Aluka, and now he's getting trapped with Jack Attack's great snare. Shiv was able to pick up a kill onto Juju, and this could be even Dragon buff going towards red side. So great play, great communication from the red team right there. Able to secure themselves 2 kills and even Dragon buff at this point. So great players. That's going to bump them up to a 2k gold lead, even out with the kills, 5-5 each, 2k gold lead. And now with both Cutie and Cutie going back with 2.6k gold, she'll be able to buy herself a BF sword and possibly even a pickaxe, or even just boots and another long sword if she wants to know. It will be a pickaxe sword. So she's coming back in lane, already has a 20 CS lead. And excuse me, apologise, I had to sneeze there. So she's got herself a 24 CS lead, as well as a pickaxe and a kill advantage. So she's definitely in the driver's seat in the bot lane, surpassing Juju at the moment. It was a pretty good way by how Luca came in from behind and tried to best to land something, but did miss the cocoon. Renga on the other hand though, he's ganking very efficiently. He's been all over the map, ganking top lane, ganking even bot lane. Hasn't made an appearance in the mid lane yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Shiv is kind of a tricky champion to gank. Well, Zed in fact, since he'll just be able to shadow away. But it looks like Renga is trying to get the red buff onto the red side. Luca is about to walk in, but Shiv instead walks into an RV Renga combo. Instantly gets melted down. Even Hyper's coming up to help against Jack Attack. The chase is on. Jack Attack is taking a bit of damage. Even Renga's going in. Renga has his ferocity up. Will land the snare onto Jack Attack. Jack Attack taking tons of damage. Will he get the return kill? No, it doesn't. But Luca does secure the kill onto Renga. And Luca forced the flash. But even RV has himself a flash. Will turn into cannon form. And will continue with the chase. Forcing the repel out of Luca. Luca will not survive. And RV picks up himself another kill. That's 5 kills going towards RV. That's pretty big. And not going inside red side's favour in that exchange does bring back the gold even to about 100 gold deficit. Still in red side favour by 100, but that's also red buff going towards RV. It's going to be pretty big. Juju himself is struggling under tower, is going to get a bit zoned out by Ended and Cutie. Though he is able to keep up with the CS a little bit, and dealing with the CS under tower, although generally he is behind. Now Shiv himself is caught out in a really awkward position. Grub Senpai is coming in to combo him. I believe Shiv tried to get a quick kill onto RV for the double buff, but he ends up meeting Grub Senpai, who's taking a bit of damage, and that's from the Cutlass and Brutalizer, but he's forced to ultimate, headbutts Shiv away. Shiv using his shadow effectively, he ultis onto Grub, see if he can do any damage, but he's taking a lot of damage in return, and Grub does secure the kill. Cutie on the other hand is ulted onto Juju, just to scare him away. And that ultimate is ace in the hole. And now Tibbers has gone down, securing the stun, allowing Q to get a kill. That is also bot tower as well. And Renga in the round, trying to see if he can do anything. They're running around the ward, and lands a bowler Ferocity Bowler Strike onto Cutie, but it's not going to be enough. Ender does manage to pick up the kill with her Molten Shield. Meanwhile, also in top lane, Jack Attack is trying to play aggressive, does land the Twist Advance, but does not really get anything out of it. Not any form of summoners either. And meanwhile, RV is still playing aggressive onto Luca, has gone into camera form and jumped onto her. Can he secure the kill? She's quite low, takes an auto attack and a red buff, will take her down. As the killing tree going towards RV, he's now 6-3-1. Sitting on a lot of gold himself, I believe sitting on 900 gold, and will be backing on this. I probably think he might back towards get a Brutalizer maybe, or even upgraded boots. So going really favourable in RV's way. He's now got 6 kills for his team. That's the majority of what the... He's also been participating 7 out of the 10 kills. So he's already got a 70% participation rate for his team. So very good going for RV. Bot lane Cutie's much ahead over Juju. She's completed her Infinity Edge. That's a really big buy. The Infinity Edge itself gives it crit, a lot of attack damage. And anytime you do crit, you do 250% instead of 200%. So she's going to be doing a lot of damage coming into the mid game, whereas Juju's only still got himself a BF sword, so he's very far behind. Hopefully he's off in the sideline trying to farm. You know, Rengar does get a gank onto Jack Attack with a great Ferocity Bowler Strike onto Jack. Jack Attack forced the ulti to walk away, but he will survive. But he did burn Flash though. So pretty great game coming from Rengar, forcing the Flash out of Jack Attack. That's one big summoner spell, gone down for another 5 minutes. So look for maybe Rengar to gank sometime soon. And that's where Rengar came in very efficiently. He hit level 6, he's got his stealth gank, which is very huge. You can't really prepare against the stealth range. But looks like something's going to happen. Down in the red jungle, RV walking over wall, gets instantly flash tippers by Ended, and Shiv does pick up the kill onto RV. That's a shutdown goal as well. Grub is being chased all over the map, forced the ultimate away and walk away. Grub did, however, burn Flash to escape, but an amazing flash tippers from Ended, as well as a Luca landing the cocoon and Shiv picking up the shutdown goal. So that's pretty big for Shiv. Meanwhile, back in the top lane, Jack Attack is going aggressive on a Hyper. Hyper does have flash though, but Jack Attack does not. Hyper simply just snares him and walks away, but he's taking a lot of damage in that trade-off. Jack Attack coming superior in this gank, but now the bait is on. Rengar is near top lane. He's just clearing out the ward. He does have ultimate, and he's nearly at the Ferocity stacks. Ended, noticing something's up, has come up to assist Jack Attack with his top lane. Meanwhile, in bot lane, Cootie is pushing up heavily, still getting a CS lead of 30 over Juju, and it's just gone into Caitlyn's favor. Caitlyn's definitely the superior ADC at the moment, taking the bottom golems. And top lane, Hyper is extremely low, so be very careful that Jack Attack might go aggressive. And that's done, but that's not the case, because Rengar has gone aggressive on the Luca, has found a Luca in the jungle, will be able to possibly get the kill as she repels onto the Wraith, but it's not enough. Rengar has been able to get the kill. No, it goes up to RV. Fantastic combo from RV with Accelerating Gate and something Blast. Shock Blast. So a great Accelerating Gate Shock Blast combo from RV, was able to pick up the kill. Now the TP from Hyper from the backline, Accelerating Gate a Shock Blast onto Ended, forcing him away, but Jack Attack's taking a lot of damage, but with his ultimate does manage to pick up the kill onto Grub Senpai. So the chase is still on. Hyper has got popped off his own for the movement speed, and the chase is still on for Jack Attack. Jack Attack dropped extremely low. I don't think he'll be able to stay any longer, and Shiv accidentally probably going back onto his Ghost. His Shadow taking a lot of damage as well, and nearly dying. An amazing snipe from RV with, the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate, but it's not enough to pick up the kill onto Shiv. Shiv will escape with about 20 health. Meanwhile, Juju is able to come back and get the bot lane tower for the blue side, so that's now equal onto towers, and in fact has brought back the gold deficit from 2k to 1k. In fact, not even 1k, it's down to 700 gold. So pretty good for Juju pulling it there. Hyper has been stunned by Tibbers, by Ended, but he will escape if RV is able to block the ace in the hole, and he does. But Jack Attack from behind has teleported in. It's going aggressive, gets knocked back by Arvin and knocked up by Grub. The chase is still on. Will they continue on to tower dive? It looks like Jack Attack will for a little bit, but does not. Does force Grub's ultimate though. And Grub's ultimate, I don't like saying ultimate though, so I need to memorize these. Unbreakable Will. So Unbreakable Will is going to go down, and that's a really big form skill, because it's what makes support Alistar very tanky. So Grub Senpai without the Unbreakable Will won't be able to engage anytime soon without taking a lot of damage. And it's a perfectly good time considering the fact that not only have they taken middle inner tower, but they've taken Dragon now, so despite being 1k, so they're 1k ahead, now they've bumped up to 3k lead. So red team are still taking up the objectives. They're now again 1 tower up, I believe 2 dragons up as well, and they have 3k gold lead going into 60 minutes in the game, entering in the mid game now. and they do have this lead. In terms of items and kills, Shiv has himself 4 kills, Cutie has herself 2 kills, even Aluka's got Jack Attack getting caught out in a Triforce dive, meets a Rengar and a Hyper, but Grub Senpai does secure the kill in return, like, hello! That's a few kill, and the chase is still on. They're going to find themselves a spider in the nest. Does manage to jump, Rengar does jump onto Aluka, and forcing her to probably even flash over to the golems. Yes, she does, but Grub Senpai already read the flash and was able to meet her face to face and said, hello, I want more kills. So another kill going towards Grub Senpai. That was much attended. Meanwhile, Avi getting ulted by Caitlyn and Shiv, but Shiv instantly dying to Juju's counter gank as well. That exhaust coming in, being quite dividend to that fight. It's an amazing exhaust from, great exhaust from Avi. And like I said from the beginning of the game, that exhaust is going to be huge. Shiv trying to all in onto Avi, that exhaust is going to be will turn around the fight. And also Juju being there, reading the play quite well. So pretty good for Juju, and I think he caught himself an assist there as well. So a little bit of gold in his pockets too. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. In terms of gold, he does have a 1.4k deficit compared to Cutie, who's sitting on 6.5k. In terms of mid lane though, RV has nearly a 2k lead compared to Shiv, so pretty good for him. Top lane is very even jungle's very even, but support is going towards Ended's side. He himself has generated 200 gold increase. So in terms of gold, they're very, very close together. And in fact, gold has quite even up because of those 3 kills going in towards blue side. So, but there's still, gold lead is going into where Avi has the gold lead, Cutie makes up for it. So, as well as Ended. So the bot lane of red side are compensating for the lackluster of their mid laner, which is going to be quite big coming into the later games, where Caitlyn will be able to do a lot of damage from quite afar, and theoretically the only person who can really get onto her will be Rengar. But that's where I think the Jack Attack's ultimate, Maokai's ultimate, which I'm trying to remember the name of these moves, Vengeful Maelstrom, will be able to be pretty big. And alright, there you go. So Vengeful Maelstrom will be big. Now Aluka is trying to steal the red buff and kind of kept any kill, but Ended does land a great tip in securing onto Julesy and Juju and Rengar. Juju forced to flash away, but he's quite low and nearly dying to the ace in a hole. Rengar with the ultimate, but here comes RV with a great shocking blast and acceleration game, picks up a double kill for himself. Now chase is on, Cutie caught out of position with Grub, headbutting, knocking up. Cutie's all down, gone. Unfortunately, poor Cutie, and now Shiv trying to hop on a Hyper, landing the ultimate, trying to juke all over Hyper, but Hyper's doing a lot of damage in return. We'll be able to survive, but an amazing fight going in towards blue side's favor. That's a triple kill again, going into RV. RV's doing great this game, and the chase is still on Grub, sensing some kills. Messes up the EQ combo from the Alistar headbutt combo, but RV will be able to help him get away as Jack Attack does protect Shiv for another day. Sorry about that. Just a little bit of water. That's pretty big. Now, again, looking on the items, Ender does have himself a DFG, so he's not really going for the staple support any build. In fact, he's probably going for more AP burst build, and it's very much needed. I mean, if Jack Attack and Aluka are running more of a tanky type mages, you're going to need that burst APCC mage that, well, red side are lacking. But again, even blue side have it as well. Now, Ended is caught out of position, and a great Super Mega Death Rocket by Juju does secure himself a kill, and Jack Attack gets knocked back by RV, and that's going to be a kill towards Rengar, so it's a double kill for blue side. A great coordinated gank onto him. That's all because of simple vision ward that they were trying to take off, and blue side reacted to it quite quickly. Now Luca's being chased, gets nearly snared by Hyper, but forces a cocoon to get away, and blue side are gamping up onto this mid lane. So it might be just going to push up onto mid lane. Maybe we can get a team fight occurring quite soon, and maybe even be for the middle inner turret. But also the fact that Dragon's spawning up in 1 minute and 18 seconds, so that could be another big objective. In terms of, again, objective control, it's 2-2 even on towers. It's, I believe, 2 to 3 dragons in favor of red side, and even though they've had at one point a 3k gold lead, it's now turned around. Blue team now have the 2k gold lead because of all these catch-outs, because of all these kills. Again, sorry about that. So blue team doing themselves a very good chance here to actually take this game. Entering into the mid game, they're much stronger. Rise has got himself already Rod of Ages, a Tear, and the Glacial Shroud, so he's only going to get stronger as he builds up more mana, starts stacking up into the later game, which would be Frozen Heart and Archangels. Now Jack Attack does go onto the Hyper. Unfortunately, he was baited by Rengar, as Rengar's coming in with the Ferocity, and also blue team are going into the red side jungle, but ended with an amazing Tibber stun onto Juju. Managed to pick up the kill with Shiv on him, and the chase is still on. Arvi's quite low, and so is Grub. But Chase is still on as Cutie's around the corner. Jack Attack does survive the gank up in top lane as well. An amazing Tibber's ulti from Ended. He's been landing those great multiple stuns, not just on one target, but it's always been 2 to 3. And in this case, he landed it perfectly on Juju, who was caught out of position, and that just enabled them to instantly destroy the ADC. And you can't have that, really. I mean, like, honestly, Juju, as Jinx, and I personally play ADC quite a bit, you can't be caught out in the front line. You need to be sitting at the back. Let your Alistairs, let your Rangers, your Jaces, your Rises, let them take the front brunt. You just stay at the back and just dish out damage. Because there is a massive... Well, in the comp with just Shiv on Zed and Ended as Annie, that's a lot of burst damage. And that can instantly blow up anybody. So he's got to be very careful not to get caught out again. Now, Jack Attack is starting onto the Dragon again, but here comes Arvi, just a little scare him off. Arvi does have himself a BF Sword and the Last Whisper, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage to any target on red side. His Shock Blast and Acceleration Gate are going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be insane poke. So look for that coming in towards the Dragon fight right here. There you go, even Ender's gone down to half health. But Red Buff does manage to take the Dragon, and Rengar coming in, gets ulted and Cocoon Stun. He does not fall though instantly. Instead, it's Shiva falls instantly to RB, and the chase is still on. Juju's trying to get himself a kill. Doesn't get the kill, but RB on the other gets himself a double, and Rengar secures himself a kill on the Cutie. And so does Hyper. So that's a quadra kill going towards blue side with 2 kills on RB. Now Ended himself is caught out in an awkward position, but he's turning around doing a lot of damage on Juju, forcing the heal from Juju. So Juju's forced to use a big summon spell for himself, but Grub does pick up the kill, and that's an ace for blue side, bumping them up to a 3k gold lead though, as red side will manage to secure the Dragon just before that fight. But they should be able to get the middle inner turret, which is going down quite quickly with simple RV and Juju hitting on both of them. So that's a middle inner turret gone down, and that's going to be big. I mean, it's not just simple, oh, we've got a turret big, but we've taken down the middle turret, so that means the jungle's all ours. We can just go in the jungle and place aggressive wards, since they can't really escape to the middle turret. So that's going to be a quite big thing. Look for that, maybe a lot of more vision. And honestly, blue side have been keeping up with the wards now. They've started coming back, placing a lot more vision, getting the vision superiority. Now, Jack Attack did teleport top lane, and honestly, that's a big teleport. That's going to be about, I believe, 3 to 5 minutes cooldown. So that's pretty big as well, as you can't just simply waste a teleport. So that's going to, but then again, there is no objectives in bot lane because Dragon has been taken. So it's pretty good. Now Jack Attack is going to be caught out in the awkward position as Rengar's coming up with stealth. But on the other hand, Ended also makes an appearance, turns around, stuns on Rengar, but he gets dropped down quite low. So it's a Luca versus Rengar. Rengar getting dropped right low as well. Jack Attack forced ulti, but Juju's coming in for the assistance. Rengar's taken also very low. Does die to a Luca, but here comes the reinforcements. RV and Juju picking up a kill onto a Luca. Now changes onto Jack Attack. Double kill going in towards Juju, as well as Grub managed to secure the kill onto Ended. So great coordination with the team right there, all able to assist the team. They're going to push up onto the top now, taking out the top outer turret. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Cutie and Shiv are pushing onto the middle inner turret. They should be able to get a lot of damage onto it, as blue team haven't responded except for the Hyper's teleport. So can Hyper do anything? No, he cannot. The tower has gone down, and now the turnaround damage, Shiv does pick himself a kill onto Hyper. But meanwhile, in the top lane with the split push, Juju doesn't get himself at the top inner turret, and now hitting onto the inhib turret, dropping down to half health. Will they be able to get the inhib turret? Yes, they do. There's an inhib turret down for the red side. Ended missing out the Tibbers, and the chase is on. Aluka missing the cocoon as well. Juju's sidestepping left, right, center, dodging almost every CC he can possibly picking up his gameplay today. And the chase is still on. Ended does have his passive generated up for the stun. Unfortunately, not going to do much. Meanwhile, Rengar using his ultimate, chasing onto Shiv. This could be a free kill going towards Rengar. He does have himself the Ferocity Strike ferocity with Bowler Strike and does land it, securing himself a kill. So that Shiv's down. Meanwhile, Juju's playing a bit ballsy, he's trying to get himself another kill, but he doesn't want to face Tibbers. The little Tibbers wants a hug. Come on, Juju. He wants a hug. Meanwhile, Jack Attack finds himself a big cow in the face. I don't think he wanted to fight Jinx either. Here comes the reinforcements. Cutie ulting onto Grub. Grub taking a little bit of damage from that because of that ultimate of his. 70% Unbreakable Will is an amazing ultimate, reducing damage by 70%. That Caitlyn ult did jack crap damage. Meanwhile, Arvi getting caught out by the Jack Attack, but managed to flash out and secure himself a kill as well. Arvi doing work right there, all because of the help from Juju and even Grub as well. So Arvi picking himself a kill, and Juju, touchdown by the sapling, interrupts his back. I don't think he even paid attention to that, to be honest. Probably took him a bit of a while to understand that. So that's gone really big for blue side. They managed to pick themselves a top 3 turrets in the top lane and that's an exposed inhibitor. Now their gold has bumped up to a 7k gold lead as well as a 3 turret advantage. So this is really big for blue side. Now their whole top side, they can just flood it with wards, and that means an objective like Baron should be a bit sort of easier to control, since they will be able to get more vision in the top side of jungle, the red top side of jungle. But in terms of items though, RV is quite big with his items. He's got himself an Infinity Edge as well to do a lot of damage. Juju has caught back up against Cutie because of all the kill participation that he's been participating. He's managed to pick himself another Infinity Edge and the Static Shiv that's equal to what Cutie does, but what she doesn't have and he does is the pickaxe and the longsword, which will become a Last Whisper. You know, Ranga going ham mode onto Shiv. Doesn't actually dropping out quite low, but Ranga in return is taking a lot of damage from Cutie. Flashes onto Shiv, does secure himself a kill, and Chase is still on, but Cutie does manage to kill up Ranga. Meanwhile, Jack Attack and Ended land a great AoE stun onto Juju. So Juju's caught up in a really awkward position, and he's trying to kite off Aluka and Jack Attack, but I don't know if it can be enough. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and Aluka and Jack Attack will manage to pick up the kill. But Grub was able to help and secure the kill onto Aluka. Unfortunately, Jack Attack and Cutie are still alive, and they turn the kill onto Hyper, so it's become a 4-for-3 exchange in favor of red side. That's it. Personally, I thought they could have probably peeled for Juju a bit more, but then again, he has been caught out multiple times. So his positioning has been a bit questionable in terms of what he can do. Ranga though, doing a lot of damage. He can basically kill off anybody he wants. He nearly managed to blow up Shiv 100 to 0. Unfortunately, Shiv was able to ulti and negate some of that damage, which is what I think Zed does. So Zed basically, his ultimate is he'll click a target, a single target, and he will ulti them, and he'll dash towards them. But not in a dash as in like a Kali, like you'll see him dash towards you. He'll basically like disappear and then reappear right behind him as if he's melded into the shadows. And during that whole disappearing, reappearing magic trick, he becomes untargetable. So he's able to like maybe dodge certain skill shots, maybe even again, dodge certain skill shots. If in case a Jinx ult is coming and he manages to ult to somebody else, he will be able to dodge that Jinx ulti if timed properly. So that's what managed to happen. And he, unfortunately though, Ranga was a bit stronger and was able to build up his ferocity quite quickly, and ferocity queued. Now he's coming back on his Shiv, going damage on Shiv, and is able to finish off the job unlike last time. Now Lucas caught out of position, gets snared by Hyper, but ended flashing with Tibbers. Unfortunately misses and only hits onto Hyper. Hyper is quite tanky now. He's able to do a lot of damage and survive, gets Concussion though, but Ranga was able to pick up the kill onto Ended. And he's still going on. He wants Jack Attack, but instead Juju's able to get the kill onto Jack Attack. And now the fighting center rights between Cutie and Jack. Juju unfortunately goes into Cutie's side and he picks up himself a double kill. So great play by Cutie. I believe Cutie's positioning again has been very superior in this game. He's been absolutely dominating this game. He's got himself a bloodthirst, so he's able to sustain. I believe he's more worried of the Ranga jumping on him, so he'll be able to sustain that. Meanwhile, in bot lane, Arvi's trying to push up onto the bot lane. He managed to pick up the bot in a turret, but is not able to get onto the inner turret. And Luca is giving chase, does manage to repel onto the minions and cocoons onto Arvi, flashing away just so he doesn't take much damage, but Cutie's able to secure the kill onto him. So great bait by Luca, keep him interested as Cutie secures himself a kill and is on a rampage. So big plays by Cutie and great coordination with Aluka. So this is pretty good for red side, coming back down from a 7k gold lead to a 6k gold lead. So it's not really much in terms of gold change, but it's gone pretty big. Now, Rise is starting to hit that sort of point where he's becoming quite tanky. He's got himself the Archangel Saras Embrace. He's got himself Rod of Ages, and even that Glacial Dress. So he's quite tanky. He's quite the frontliner. And we just saw it before. He just went in ham mode, went face first, was able to tank a bit of the damage. Now later on, as the game goes on, when he especially gets a magic resistance item, he's just going to be untouchable. So it'll be something we might have to keep an eye on, just how scary can Rise get, and he does scale right into late game because of that. But it doesn't seem like he cares. He gets jumped on by Jack Attack as well as Shiv's ultimate. So Hyper's taking a lot of damage, but he's just turning around doing a lot of damage on Shiv. In fact, even surviving an ace in hole, so that's just how tanky Rise is. Rengar's ulting in, can he secure himself in a kill? Finds himself Cutie and jumps on the Cutie, but Cutie is able to survive with the heal and the lifesteal from Bloodthirster. And Shiv picks himself a kill onto Rengar. So there's a great buy by the Bloodthirster, and the chase is not over yet. Lucas going on to Avi, gets knocked back from Avi, but Ender does have himself a stun. Can he stun anybody? Doesn't seem like that's the case. And here comes the teleport from Hyper. And even Juju getting caught out of position by Jack Attack and Shiv. Juju does fall down to a Luca. And now even Grub is falling down. Cutie coming here with a bit of the damage. The chase is still on. Jack Attack being the front line of the team, doing amazingly. He's suffering. We'll be able to slow down Hyper. And Luca coming back into human form, gets a cocoon. And that's a double kill for Cutie. The chase is still on. Jack Attack not able to get onto RV though. But Cutie doing a lot of damage. He gets nearly sniped by the freaking Shock Blast and Acceleration Gate. But that's managed to be a 4 for nothing. Actually 4 for 1 exchange going towards red side. So the massive team fight going towards red side. Definitely deserve it, as they've just been performing quite well. Jack Attack being the frontliner of the team, doing really well. Rengar probably playing a bit too ballsy, trying to get the sneaky assassins. Unfortunately, it's not really going in his favor. The gold has gone down to a 4k deficit, despite being a 7k just moments ago before the team fight. So it's the red team are coming back from these team fights, these small skirmishes or these big team fights as well, slowly bringing back the gold for red side. So they're able to come back with this slowly. The Rengar himself has ulted, trying to see if he can get any sneaky assassin on a Cutie, but it doesn't seem to be the case today. But he does find himself in a Luca instead with Grub Senpai getting the knock up. Luca's managed to survive quite a bit, even repels as Shiv comes in for the assistance. And she's still alive. Luca is still alive as Shiv does jump onto Rengar with his ultimate. But he's not going to be able to get the kill, can he? Yes, he does. The dot from Zed's ultimate does pick up the kill. But unfortunately, RV does get himself another kill as well onto Shiv. And the chase is still on. Grub Senpai is still alive. Doesn't have Unbreakable Will, so that's a big tank. But who cares when you have a Rise on the field? Then they're pushing up to the middle inhib turret. Jack Attack's taking a lot of poke damage from Juju. He's doing a lot of damage with that last and he gets himself snared by Hyper, dropping down to at least a quarter of his health. So that's going to be Jack Attack backing off. But Cutie holding his ground, doing a few auto attacks on RV, doing a lot of damage. Cutie does have himself a Last Whisper as well, and he's superior in terms of items. He's got himself 4 big items as well as the Berserker Greaves, so he's going to do a lot of damage. So if someone doesn't keep Cutie, well, basically if no one can't check in Cutie, Cutie will be able to be a driving force for these team fights as longer he lives. And we saw earlier, Rengar tried to jump on the Cutie, but basically the heal and just the Bloodthirst sustain was able to keep him alive long enough so he couldn't die instantly by Rengar. But he's doing a lot of damage as well. And Grub Senpai getting caught up by the cocoon. Will Jack Attack fall onto him? Doesn't seem like they'll follow up with the cocoon. And the all team are grouping up now. Unfortunately, Shiv is still in the jungle, maybe making his way towards mid lane as they try to group up together. Maybe cause another team fight. But it's pretty good for red side. They're coming back. Now they're only a 3k behind. And only 3 towers too. So even though their top inhibitor is exposed, they can just push down this mid lane as a team and be able to do something. Now even Hyper is kind of caught out of position. Luca landing a great stun on a Hyper. Even Jack Attack following up, and Hyper will be trying to take a bit of this damage, but he falls instantly. And Rengar's ulting in. Can he do something about it? Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be the case. No, Rengar's still ultimate. It's still up. Sorry, my bad. I heard the ultimate. That was my bad. Now RV's trying to do his best to clear the minions as best as he can. He does have Guardian Angel though, so if he gets caught out, he's got his Guardian Angel to probably help out a bit. But red team are backing off, and the pings for Baron are going. So they could do Baron bait, or even just go straight up for Baron. So it's pretty great. They're in the driving seat right now, the red side, despite being, again, 3k gold deficit. They're definitely in the driver's seat. Their bot lane is superior to, well, blue side's bot lane, only in terms of items and just how much they've been doing for the team. Sorry about that. So it looked like they were trying to Baron bait. Didn't really work out in red side's favor. Blue side were aware, but Luca, RV is kind of caught out of position. Gets jumped on by Luca. Even Shiv is jumping onto Juju, but he's managed to die He dies instantly from Juju, but even Juju doesn't survive the Z ultimate. But Rengar was managed to pick himself a cutie, and even Avi's getting himself a kill. So that's 2 kills for Avi. And the chase is still on. Grub is very healthy, doesn't have ultimate, but does have flash, and it goes in for the combo onto Jack Attack. But Avi is still alive. He's doing a lot of damage. Jack Attack going onto Avi, knowing he can't really escape. They're going back and forth, trying to blow up the Guardian Angel on Avi. But instead, Jack Attack does manage to Twisted Advance onto Grub, see if he can get away. But he's very low. A simple auto attack would kill him, and that's it. Avi does pick up himself another kill. So great team fight Owen there, going towards blue side favor this time. Juju was able to survive long enough to kill off Shiv, and Rengar was able to get his assassination attempt onto Cutie. So that was all went well for that team. And now will be middle inhibitor going down any minute now. Yes, that is. It's gone down, and the Lucas trying his best to do some damage. Shiv's coming in, using Ghost Blade onto Grub. Will secure himself a kill onto Grub. So Grub's death. No! Grub's died! How could we? We've lost the big man. Unfortunately, though, his death was not in vain, as middle inhibitor was taken. That's going to be a big, big thing. Because now super minions are going to spawn, they're going to shove up the middle lane quite well. That leaves blue side to able to push out the sides. But unfortunately, red team have other plans otherwise. They're hitting on the Baron, and only people can retaliate are simply Juju, Hyper, and Rengar. But even Jack Attack teleports in, so this is going to be a Baron. They've even gone freely towards red team, as Juju is slowed down by the Queen, Frost Queen claim. Sorry. Very sorry about that. And there's a Baron going towards red side. So now the gold lead has gone down from, I think, 4k to 3k. It's still on blue favor side as this game. And who would have thought? I mean, earlier this game it was a 3k lead for red side, and now it's the whole opposite. But red team are still doing well, despite having being 3k down. And Rengar's able to solo Baron at Dragon, using his ultimate, hopefully get away. But he's been, I don't know if he was seen. He's taken a bit of damage, and Avi using his little poke damage wasn't managed to get ended down at half health, so that's going to hurt a lot. He has himself completed a Ghost Blade as well, so his full build item on Jace, that's going to be pretty big since he's going to hurt a lot. Hyper has completed himself Frozen Heart, so going into the next fights, he's got himself, I believe, 40% cooldown reduction if he had the right runes and masteries, or 20% cooldown reduction anyway from Frozen Heart, and he's going to be doing a lot of tanking. But also going on to red side, Jack Attack, he's got himself Spirit Visage, he's got himself Frozen Heart, and then he's got himself another Giant's Vest. So he's going to be very, very tanky going into these next fights as well. So the two guys are doing their front line, and they're pretty good right there. Juju's managed to complete himself Blade of the Ruined King, and I believe that's just to sit back, do a lot of damage from afar, and if Shiv does engage onto him with Deathmark, he will be able to, well, Blade of the Ruined King and probably possibly be able to kite him, hopefully. Meanwhile, Aluka is trying to get into an aggressive position to land a cocoon, but she's taking a lot of damage, not really a lot of damage, a lot of poke with that zap from Juju to slow her down. And now Jack Attack is getting snared by Hyper. He's dropped down, he's just lost about 1/5 of his health, but he should be able to regenerate very quickly with that Baron buff. For supports though, Alistar has got himself Frozen Heart and even Locker Science Love, so he's going to be quite tanky. And now Luca's getting caught out by Hyper, and Jack Attack forced to use his ultimate. He's trying to catch up somebody, and Luca's can't. Oh, that cocoon! No! It was so close. Hyper nearly got caught out. The pain. And now Rengar is also hitting in the side rush, so we can look at Rengar right now. He's hiding from behind. He's even ulted in, so he's going to find himself an ended kill and managed to kill off ended. Now he's trying to find himself on Cutie, but a great team fight. Grub with a great headbutt onto Shiv, and was able to get a double kill going in towards Avi, as Juju is still able to kill off Aluka. And now the chase is on, as Jack Attack does pick up the kill on the Hyper, but that's a 4-for-2 exchange going towards blue side's favor, despite blue side and red side having Baron buff. So they're able to push up the mid lane. Are they possibly even going to end? We need to follow up into the game. They're pushing up to mid lane. Avi and Juju are still up alive. They do a lot of damage, but here comes Jack Attack. He's going to see if he can be able to defend this tower as best as he can. First Nexus tower is down. Vengeful Matron from Jack Attack is coming in. He's going to be a bit tanky. Jumping onto Juju, but he's getting kited by Grub. Now Juju and Avi are trying their best to kite him around him, expecting this in Nexus. And this game will go down, going towards blue side. Amazing team fight turnaround, great gank by Rengar. Oh, fantastic. Very much intense game. I believe red side could have come back from that, but I guess just never meant to be. Anyway, thank you guys for enjoying. my solo casting. I'm going to try to keep following Julesy and practice my solo casting again and again. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you very much.